Hello guys, welcome back to the crew Wild Run. The Summit and the Summit Qualifiers 2.0. What could have been? Sort of gonna make a video on what I think should change into all this system thing because it's getting boring and pointless. Skill tests can be done with most variable cars like even drag cars, stuff like that. For most of these events you need a crew, although there's only one called Crew Time Attack and all the rest are supposed to be solo events, but you need crews to get the better times and stuff like that. So what could have been? Well, let's start with the first thing. Free drive challenge. People are creating and posting all kinds of free drive challenges. Could sort of implement that into this system so that I don't know, that you have to do all kind of different free drive challenges instead of doing all the grinding stuff and doing it over and over again. Sort of let's say that you have to do 10 different free drive challenges or something by using codes from I don't know, from other players or from. It can't be that hard. I mean, people are posting on the forums, are posting all kind of codes. People are creating the free drive challenges for them. All they have to do is more or less implement them into this system so that it can work sorta. Now it's just a bunch of grinding and driving around. Grinding and farmers always win the summit qualifiers because they are doing this stuff over and over. Free drive stunts, well, I'm sorry, but I do not see the point of that. What you have to do in free drive stunts, well, you have to do a bit of hill climbing in a monster spec. I believe there is called a skill hill climb. You have to do a bit of drifting. I believe there is called something called drift trial. So it's basically it's a bunch of crap that you already doing in other stuff that you have to do there as well. What could you do there? For instance, you can do for instance one of those missions where you have to hit crates or something in a fast time as possible or whatever, and make that a free drive stance. That's more like it, sort of like the bonus missions or something. That sort of route. That's something that you could do here. The skill tests, well, pretty simple. Seeing these are events, speed trap and brand time attack and all that are kind of restricted cars. Do the same in the three skill tests that you come up with. For instance, now the slalom people are using drag cars in a slalom. I mean, get real. There's nothing to do with. I think some call it skill. Well, I'm sorry, it's pointless. I mean, a drag car is to do a drag and not to do a slalom. So restricted to a certain spec or restricted to a certain car, and the same goes for those three things. Brand time attack, lock it for clue play, so that you can only do it solo run, because people are winning 1-2 seconds here sometimes by doing it in a crew, while it's not supposed to be in a crew because you have a crew time attack. So lock it so that you cannot play this in a crew but only in solo event. The same goes for the drag trial, I guess, because people are doing it in a thing now, in a crew, or they're using something called the clutch bug, where they can gain a second by using the clutch and fix that bug. I mean, it's so long in the game. I think it's about time you have to fix that. Drift trial, come up with some new tracks, I guess. Other than that, it's kind of okay. We have drift cars, so there has to be a drift car. PvP, well, make it checkpoint rewarded, because people have changed it up now. So it's not people that do not drive anymore will not get a reward anymore. But what they do now is they drive 1 or 2 checkpoints and they stop. So reward them towards the checkpoints. If you have done 10 checkpoints, then you get a reward for that. If you only done 5, you only get 5 rewards. Credits, sorta, that kind of thing. That could be better. Speed trap, the same story. make it spec related, but lock it for crew. So that it's actually a solo event what it's supposed to be, because sometimes you have a crew speed trap, that is where you need a crew. But this is supposed to be a normal speed trap, but if you do this on a solo run, you will come nowhere near the top times, because everybody's doing it in a crew. So change that up, lock it for a crew, that thing. Monster Arena, well, that's kind of a solo run, nothing to do there. Even if you do it with a crew, you can't get help there from your friends. You have to do it by yourself, so that's kind of okay. And the crew time attack, nothing wrong with that. It's a time attack where you have to use a crew, as the word suggests, crew time attack. That's all good. So basically these three events here, brand time attack, speed trap, and then sometimes you also have a normal time attack. Lock it for a crew so that it actually is a solo event. Drift, drag, drag also lock it so that you can do a solo run as main event. Drift trial, Monster Arena, nothing wrong with it. The skill test restricted to a certain vehicle. Free drive stunts, make that something like the bonus missions where you have to hit crates or do some sort of mission, because these free drive stunts you have to destroy objects. Well, if you have to destroy the crates, that would be destroying objects. You have to do drifts, there is drift trial, so it's pointless. You have to do some climbing, there is a hill climb, so that's also pointless. And then, most of all, make it clear where you get the points, because I'm starting to think that even the size of these squares here matters. I sort of think that the lowest or the smallest squares, like the free drive challenge, the stunts and the skills, and also the speed trap, they sort of count for 1 point. The brand time attack and the drag trial, that scored sort of 2 of those squares. So I'm thinking that counts double here, and that will be the same for the crew time attack and for the Monster Arena, and also for PvP, I guess, because that's also sort of 2 squares. So I'm guessing you get double points there, and you will probably get, for this biggest square, you will get 4 times the score or something, and I think that sort of determines your ranking. But make it clear, make it open so that people understand how it works, and because nobody knows, Ubisoft is not telling how it actually works, and but I'm starting to figure it out, I think, meaning that these little squares give you sort of 1 point, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the speed trap, that's 6 points you can earn there. These are kind of double, so that's 8, 10, 12, 14 and 16 points, and then the middle one will give you sort of 4 points, so a total of 20 points that you can score, and then it will depend on your ranking or even on your time, but I think the position in these things matters. So let's say if you are like I am here now, 204, so we all had that up, that's times 1. I am 4th here, which means times 2, because this is like a bigger square, so that will be 8 in total. Over here I will be 152 points. Here I will get 6 points. Here I'm getting 30 points, and I'm 15th. Here I will get 704 points, and here this will be times 4, I guess. So that is like 192 points, and if you add all that points up, you come into a ranking, and the one with the lowest point amount is on top of the leaderboard. I think it sort of works like that. It would make sense that they put it at a total of 20 points, and that seems to be the case here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you get 2 points for these other things here. PvP, crew time attack, Monster Arena, drag trial and brand time, and you get 4 points for the biggest event, which is this one. I think that will count for the most. I sort of think that that is how the Summit qualifier works, but it's not very clear, and Ubisoft is not mentioning the point system anywhere. I've been looking for it, but it would make sense. If you add it like that, it's 20 points total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you have these double 5 of them, so that's 16, and then one big event which counts 4 times the amount compared to the other things. I think sort of like, because it changed it up. Now it's the drift trial. Last week it was the monster arena here in the middle. So I think this one is the main event, giving you 4 times the amount of points that you can get in, for instance, these little things here. And I sort of think that kind of makes sense if we would do it like that. That's kind of my view on things here. What should change here? Some restrictions for the skill tests. Lock these things for the crew so that you can actually be solo events, because in the end you have a crew thing, so that's that. And the free draft stunts, just get rid of that, replace it with something where you have to hit crates or some sort of missions, because this is pointless. I mean, you have to do climbing while you have a hill climb, you have to do drift while you have a drift trial. And the free draft challenge, well, I would recommend implement some of the players' creations. That's my view on the summit qualifiers. What could have been, or maybe even what should have been, because this is getting bored. Same tracks coming back, everything has to be done in a crew, and it's kind of pointless. Anyway, quick video on my thoughts, what could have been or what should they change, or that's just my opinion. I'm sure there will be a million opinions out there, but that's sort of what I think, which should improve it, make it more competitive and also more fun that way. Quick video on that, and I will see you guys in the next qualifier, I guess. Bye for now, see you then.